morning, yogis. How you doing? All right, so we're a minute or so ahead of schedule, but I wanted to make sure everybody remembered to grab a towel, or if you have a blanket and a belt at home, you can use those instead. But since you guys are at home and don't have access to all the wonderful props of the studio, I wanted to provide a alternative. So if you don't have your towel, take a minute now to go ahead and get that. And just maybe in the future we'll be a little bit more like the character in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and always know where your towel is and don't panic, right? Seems like a lot of people needed that advice recently. Actually, my towel is inappropriately folded for what we're doing. So once you have your towel, we're going to take it, fold it once long ways, and you can use a bath towel or a beach towel, either way. And this is going to be our primary fold. From there, for the first thing we're going to do with the towel today is we're going to roll it up. Make a nice little cushion. We're going to use this cushion, and you remember you can use your blanket for this as well. We're going to support our hips with it. So when we sit at the beginning of class in center, we always want to try to sit nice and tall, keep the spine erect. And it's a lot easier to do that if we support our hips. So if you watch my hips, if I relax while seated with a cross-legged seat, my hips will begin to fall back. Ideally, we don't want to do that. That takes the lumbar curve out. And we can sit nice and tall if we extend up through the crown of the head, root the sits bones down, and stay active. But while we're centering, we're going to take our bolster or little rolled up blanket, whatever we're using, and tuck it under our bottoms, our glutes. Not all the way underneath us, so we're not sitting up on it. Although if that's super comfortable for you, if you're having trouble getting your knees low, that's an option. The idea here is that you can sit upright, nice and tall, and not let the hips fall back. So take a moment and find that for yourselves while I turn around and face you guys. Take another couple of moments to adjust as you need to become comfortable, whether that means adjusting the clothes you're wearing, pulling the flesh out from underneath your sits bones, whatever you need to do. Find yourself in as comfortable of a position as you can be. Allow your eyes to either soften down or close entirely. And send your awareness to your breath. As you sit and focus on your breath, allow each breath to deepen. Drawing each inhale down through the floor of the pelvis into the earth beneath you. Draw it all the way in and fill the bowl of your pelvis. Fill your belly, fill your chest. And just take a slight pause as the body fills with the breath. And then exhale from the floor of the pelvis, the belly, chest. Light pause. And allow the breath to simply flow in and down. Continue this pattern of breath on your own, at whatever pace feels natural and calming for you. On your next exhale, rotate your chin to the left. Let the gaze continue behind you as though you were going to view an imaginary spot on the back of your right shoulder. Keep extending up through the crown of the head to lengthen the spine. And on an inhale, return the head to center. Exhale, gaze to the right. Eyes continuing to look at an imaginary spot behind the left shoulder. With the inhale, return to center. And just allow your eyes to make circles in the sockets. Move a few times in a clockwise direction, a few times in a counterclockwise direction. And with an exhale, take your left ear down to your left shoulder. Try to allow your neck to relax here so that the head is simply hanging loose at the top of the neck. Let that left shoulder fall away from the ears, and if you'd like a little bit more, you can reach your right hand down beside your waist. Inhale the head to center. Right hand returns where it started. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. And once again, let that right shoulder relax away from the right ear. Allow the neck to relax so that the weight of the head provides the stretch. And reach your left hand for the earth if you choose. Inhale to center. And go ahead and take your blanket out from behind you, or towel. If you have a towel, simply unroll it. We're going to turn it into a belt. If you have a belt, you can simply use your belt. So we're going to roll the towel long ways to create a semblance of a strap. We're going to just take a nice wide grip on the towel overhead. Palms face forward, and begin to gently pull the towel apart. Use this engagement in the shoulders to help support your spine as you extend up through the crown of the head and root your sits bones down to the mat. See if you can press your hands a little bit higher. And on an exhale, keep your right sit bone rooted to the earth as you side bend left. Keep that gentle tension on the belt or the towel and extend it away from you. Lengthen. Send the top of your head further from the hips. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend right. Keep that left sit bone rooted to the earth. Continue to press the hands further away from you. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands in front of chest. Continue to pull gently on the belt or the towel as you hug your shoulder blades together on the back. And you'll feel the shoulder blades draw together. The towel will move closer towards you. Continue to lift up through the crown of the head to lengthen the spine. Press your right knee towards the mat. And on an exhale, turn to your left, rotating at the shoulders. If your hips have started to rotate with you, simply rotate that right hip back to the earth. Keep the gaze forward. So we're not turning the head, the chin stays over the chest. Chest is turning out towards the left knee, and begin to press the knees apart. Keep that expansion between the knees as you inhale to center. Exhale, turn to your right. And once again, check in with your hips. If that left hip is rolled forward, take it back to the mat. Crown of the head up, arms gently pulling apart, torso turning towards the right knee. Inhale, center, and release, lower the belt, and sweep both hands overhead. Reach for the sky, spread the fingers to create engagement in the forearms. Let the shoulders come up as you root the sit bones down, and on an exhale, fold forward. Let the hands come to the earth. Let the body fold. And just walk the hands out as far in front of you as you can. Slowly walk your body upright. Find your towel or your blanket. Create some padding. And come around to hands and knees using the blanket or towel to pad. So for those of you who've practiced with me before, this is old hat. However, there's probably some people watching who never practiced with me. I always suggest that whenever we're on our hands, including hands and knees at the beginning of practice, that we take an externally rotated grip. So instead of taking our hands forward, we're going to turn our fingers today so that this L space between the thumb and forefinger points towards the front of your mat, and your fingers are pointed off at about a 30 to 45 degree angle. So find your wrists beneath your shoulders, your knees beneath your hips. Begin to grip the mat with the tips of your fingers. With the tips of the fingers gripping, externally rotate the hands. They won't move because the mat prevents it. But we're going to be pushing the hands towards the pinky edges. This is going to help us rotate the arms in the sockets of the shoulders, creating a little bit of external rotation. Keep that grip, keep that external rotation, and press the earth away. Send your tailbone to the sky and allow your lumbar curve to lower towards the earth, belly moving down. And then slowly lift the head and shoulders, finding cow pose. On an exhale, tuck the tailbone deeply beneath you, letting your lumbar curve rise, and continue that rise through the spine until you round the head and shoulders down for cat. Breathe your body through 4 more rounds of these cat-cows, articulating each vertebrae if possible. Start at the hips and work your way up to the shoulders with each round. When you finish that 5th round of cat-cow, simply pause with the spine in neutral. Extend out through the crown of the head and breathe. Sweep your right hand up to the sky, press in with the left hand, and then thread that right arm underneath the left armpit, coming onto the right shoulder for thread the needle. You can feel free to rest your head on the mat. Just So allow yourself to relax and find a good stretch for that right shoulder. Press into the left hand and sweep the right hand all the way up before returning it to the earth. Press strong into the right hand and sweep the left hand to the sky. Thread it through and breathe. Sweep that left arm all the way up. Hand returns to the earth. And extend the left leg back behind the hip. Toes face the earth. Begin to push that left heel back behind you. Extend the crown of the head away from that left heel, lengthening out. Stretch along that left side of the body. And then reach your right hand forward, thumb to the sky. And see how my arm is nice and low? Take the arm out to the side until it raises up to be in line with your ear, and then reach it forward. Fingertips extend to the front of your mat, heel pushes to the wall behind you. Knee to nose, elbow to knee, spine rounds up to cat, and pause. Hug it all in, and extend it back out. Spinal balance. Lower the hand, lower the knee, right leg back. Heel behind hip, toes face the earth. Press in to keep the torso lifted. Head extends away from the heel. Left hand extends forward. And once again, if the arm is below your ear, take the arm out to the side until it lifts in line with your ear, and then bring it back. Fingers reach forward, heel pushes back, knee to nose, elbow to knee. Spine to cat. And extend. Lower the hand, lower the knee, curl the toes under, and sit back on your heels. Take a few breaths here. And if your toes are not all the way down, you can always reach down and adjust. And take the hands back to the earth. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot back, plank. See that your wrists are under your shoulders. Heels are back as far as they can be. Body as close to one line as possible. Grip the earth with the tips of the fingers. And lift the hips as you shift them back, downward facing dog. And this is your first dog of the day. So feel free to walk your dog slowly. Bend into one knee and then the other. Use your breath to move. And as you bend into one knee, see if you can shift back a little bit more and maybe bring the extended leg down to the earth, the heel of the extended leg. Come back to a neutral dog and slowly walk to the front of your mat, forward fold, Uttanasana. And if you need to bend the knees to get your hands on the earth, keep the knees bent. Keep the hands planted on the earth as you lengthen out through the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to the heart in Anjali Mudra. 2 breaths here. And we'll do a few sun salutations. Come to the top of your mat. Feet roughly hip distance apart and parallel. Begin to root through the heels so that the crown of the head can lengthen. Before we move, check in with your feet. See if the weight is evenly distributed between the balls of the big toe mound and the pinky toe. Find that balance. Zipper the entire outer edge of your foot down to the earth and lift the inner arches of your feet all the way up to your sternum. Draw up, arms rise, shoulders down, fingers up. Exhale, fold to the earth. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step the right foot back, step the left foot back, plank. Lower halfway down or all the way to the earth. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Broaden across the shoulders as you stay in your dog. Check to see that your feet are roughly hip distance apart. On an inhale, the left leg lifts, knee to nose as you step it to the top of your mat. Right leg joins and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root down and rise. Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to the heart, Anjali Mudra. Couple more, we're going to move a little faster. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, left foot back, right foot back. Lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths. Inhale, right leg up. Step it to the front of your mat. Left leg joins and fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Root down and rise. Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to the heart. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Step or float. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Step or float to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Root down to rise. Reach for the sky. Hands to the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Step or float. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All the way forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root down and rise. Hands to the heart. Place one hand on top of your heart, the other hand on top of that. Let the eyes close and breathe. As you breathe, lengthen your exhale. Let the lengthening of your exhale slow the beating of your heart. Feet hip distance apart and parallel. Sweep your arms overhead and root the feet to the earth. Check in with your hips. See that your hips are in a nice and neutral position. You need to place your fingertips on the hip pointers in front and the hip pointers in back. Go ahead. Ideally, we want to keep those pointers balanced. And if you can't find the ones in back, just trace a line from the hip pointer in front all the way across the bone of the hip till you're right next to your spine. And there's a little tiny protuberance there. See if you can find that and get it in an even plane with the one in front. For a lot of us, that's going to feel like we're deeply tucking under. Instead of tucking your tailbone forward and under, lift your pubic bone up so that it moves closer to your sternum. From there, extend up through the tips of the fingers, draw your shoulders down. Spread the fingers wide and spin the palms to the front of the mat. Exhale, fold to the earth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, and step the right foot all the way back. Pivot the right heel down to the earth and rise, warrior two. Let the gaze turn out over the left hand and extend out fingertip to fingertip. Hug the heels towards one another and feel that muscular energy come all the way up the legs and into the floor of the pelvis. As you squeeze the legs towards one another, send that energy back out through the bones to shift the energy through the knee, out through the back leg, and let the hips settle. Spin the front palm to the sky and reverse your warrior. Warrior two. Palms to the earth, back heel pivots up. And step the left foot back to join the right. Downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Downward facing dog. Sweep the left leg to the sky and step it to the front of the mat. Right heel pivots down. Warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Turn the gaze out to your right hand, so you're looking backwards. As you reach that left hand as far forward as it'll go, pivot the left hand to the earth and the right hand to the sky for triangle. And turn to look down at your left foot. Push down through the big toe mound, so if that big toe's rising up, press in. Let that big toe mound root. This will have the effect of rotating the thigh inward. That's good. It's going to help you stay stable. Keep that engagement and bring your left hand to your heart. Reach the right hand up higher and extend the torso to the front of your mat. Bend into the front knee, warrior two. Palms to the earth, back heel pivots up. Step to the front of your mat and fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Root down and rise. Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to the heart. Second side. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, bend the knees, step the left foot all the way back. Left heel to the mat. Warrior two. Gazes out over the right hand, but take a second to look down. See if you can see the big toe of your right foot, but just the big toe. And if not, use your hips to adjust the knee. So if you take that right hip to the right, you'll see more of the foot. If you take the hip to the left, less. So find that point where you find just the big toe visible and engage. Heels hug in, fingers extend out, shoulders are broadening. Right palm to the sky and reverse your warrior. Warrior two. Palms to the earth, back heel pivots up. Right foot joins left, plank. Lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Knee to nose as you step the right leg forward. Left heel pivots down. Warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Gaze at the left hand, and right hand reaches way forward. Hands pivot, triangle. And again, check in with that big toe. See that the big toe is rooting to the earth. Push out through the heel of the right foot, and right hand comes to the heart. Left hand picks you up. Torso extends to the front of the mat. Bend into the right knee, warrior two. Hands to the earth. Back heel up. Step to the front of your mat and fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, bend the knees, step, hop, float, Chaturanga. And extend the head forward, lower to the earth. Inhale, Cobra. Sweep the hands forward for Sphinx. So elbows under shoulders, fingertips grip. Lift the right leg, lift the left leg, and reach the feet back as you lift. Press the forearms into the earth, extend the crown of the head up, and lengthen the spine. So we're taking a little bit of a back bend here as we pull the torso gently forward. Press your pubic bone towards the mat. Shorten the distance between your pubic bone and your sternum. So we're pushing the hips down. Tops of the feet press into the earth until the knees lift away from it. Head extends away from the hips. Fingers grip and externally rotate the hands. Pull the body through the arms, Sphinx. On an exhale, head and shoulders round forward, forearms press down, belly peels off of the earth. A little bit of Sphinx cat. Inhale, back to Sphinx. 3 rounds of that. Exhale, Sphinx cat. Inhale, Sphinx. Your breath, your movement. 2 more rounds. When you finish, release the body to the earth, stack one hand on top of the other, and just rest your head on top of your hands. Nice brief frontal Shavasana. Walk the hands back to a Chaturanga position. Grip the earth. Externally rotate the hands until the elbows begin to hug towards the ribs. Extend out through the crown of the head, lengthening the spine. Curl the toes under and press the big toe mounds into the earth. Shorten the distance between your sternum and your pubic bone. Press the earth away, coming up to plank. Crown of the head lengthens away from the heels. Forearms hug together, shoulders press apart. Hands sweep to heels, head extends forward, downward facing dog. Step, float, hop, make your way to the front of your mat and fold. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Root down and rise for Urdhva. Hands to the heart. And just step your feet wider than your hips. Lower your hips down to the height of your knees. And we're going to warm the hips up a little bit. So place the hands on the earth or rest the forearms on your thighs. And we're going to do some squat pulses here. I'm not sure how well I'm going to hold up for these today. I haven't done them in a little while. Hopefully those of you who practiced with me before haven't missed them too much. But here we go. We're going to go for a nice gentle 25 count today. So little pulses of the hips. Don't let the hips go below the knees. Don't let them hike way up. Try to stay really close to parallel to the earth with the thighs. And we'll go for 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 10, 9, 8, 2, 1. Lift the hips. Walk the feet slightly in and lower to a Malasana squat. And just let the hips rest. Find your comfortable squat. If the heels don't come down, you can turn the toes out a little bit more or walk the feet further apart. Press the backs of the arms into the thighs, and the thighs just gently squeeze back into the arms. Use that engagement to help you lengthen out through the crown of the head, and simply breathe. Lower your hands to the earth. Begin to grip with the fingertips and lift your hips up. Keep the feet where they are. Lengthen the head out, coming towards a tabletop position. Extend your arms out to a T. Hug the shoulder blades together and reach the head further away from the hips. Use the backs of the hands to lift your body upright, sweep the palms together overhead. And as you find Anjali Mudra, return to Malasana. We're going to go through that a few more times. Hands to the earth, hips rise. Lengthen the spine, sweep the hands out, backs of the hands lift you up, arms overhead. Anjali Mudra as you lower to your Malasana squat. 3 more at your pace. Hands to the earth first, hips rise, spine lengthens, arms out, arms overhead. Anjali Mudra as you lower. 2 more. Use your own pace, but keep the body moving. And then once you come down, try not to rest. Try not to round and hunch forward. Keep the spine long and lifted. Place the hands on the earth. Shift weight into your left foot and step the right foot as far out as you can go. Right toes face the sky, finding Skandasana. And you can stay a little lifted if you need to, or if it's available, you can drop the hips and lower down. And I know some of you will be oriented so that your leg is way off to the side of your mat. That's okay, don't worry about that. We're not balancing our weight in the right leg. Hands to the earth. Step that right foot back. Malasana squat. Couple of breaths here. Lower the hands. Shift weight into the right foot and step that left foot all the way out. Toes face the sky, and if it's available, you can drop drop that left hip to the earth. Palms can come together at the heart, or they can stay on the earth if that's what you need to do to keep your balance. Lower the hands. Step into that right foot so that you can step the left foot where it started and lower to your Malasana squat. Hands to the earth behind you as you lower the hips. Feet on the earth in front of you, but slightly wider than your hips. We're going to take a few windshield wipers. Drop the knees from one side to the other. Let the hips roll up with you. And if you're like me, your hips keep walking forward, just reset back to a neutral position whenever you need to. All right. A little bit of core work here. I know I save all the good parts for the end, don't I? Place the soles of your feet on the earth at hip distance apart. Try to have a roughly 90-degree bend to the knees. It'll be a little bit more or a little bit less. It's okay. It'll be in a roughly 90-degree angle. Hands find the shins, or if that's too much, you can find the back of your thighs. Pull on the back of your thighs to help you lengthen the crown of the head away from the hips. Hug your shoulder blades together on your back and begin to lean back into your captain's chair. See that the back of your head is pressing into an imaginary headrest so that your ears stay in line with your shoulders. This is where we're going to pilot our boat from. Inhale up, take a breath. So we're going to keep our torso in that alignment when we come into our boat. So the first thing we're going to do is find our captain's chair. Lengthen up, lean back. And as soon as you find that the spine rounds or the hips begin to roll back, just pull yourself up. Use your arms. Help your body into a nice lengthened position. And then once you're there in your captain's chair, ears in line with shoulders, extend the oars into the water. Arms reach forward. And come on up. Take a breath. All right, so we're almost there. Find your captain's chair. Head into the headrest, actively pushing back. Shoulder blades hugging together behind you to help support the torso. Oars in the water, anchors away, lift the feet. And you can stay here with the knees bent, or you can lengthen out the legs, keep the head back. I know a lot of us have just let our heads move forward. Try to press the head into the headrest. Bend the knees, place the feet on the earth, and come on up. And breathe here. Take a rest. You earned it. Hands on shins. Find your captain's chair. Oars in the water. Anchors away. And then row your boat. Paddle from side to side. And it's tempting here to hunch over. Keep the spine lengthened, head pressing into the headrest. Paddle your way down the stream. Bend the knees and come on up. All right. Soles of the feet press into the earth, palms press together. Fingers reach for the front of the room and let the spine round here. We're going to hunch over our knees and root the feet. So check in and see that your feet are not way out in front of you. You want them somewhat close, but not all the way next to you. Feet root, don't let them come off the earth as you slowly roll onto your back. Try to lower one vertebrae at a time. Fingers reach forward, feet root down. Take as many breaths here as you need. And once you're all the way to the earth, walk your heels towards your hips. Palms face the earth. Press into the earth with the heels and lift the hips for bridge. Walk your shoulders beneath you. Interlace your fingers beneath your hips. Maybe you can lift your chest towards your chin, but keep pressing through the heels to lift the hips higher. Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Release the hands and softly lower the hips. A few more bridges, but at a much more gentle pace. Root the hips down, or the heels down. Lift the hips and take the arms overhead. On the exhale, lower the hips and lower the hands. See if you can get your hands and your hips to find the earth at the same time. And just keep breathing yourself through these articulated bridges. Next time you come to rest, just pause. Walk your feet a little further apart so that the feet are wider than the hips and the knees fall towards one another. Place your hands on your belly and just breathe in a nice constructive rest. Take a moment now to see that there's nothing around your mat, that you have clear range for your arms, so that if you were to do a few snow angels, you wouldn't hit anything. I'm going to move so that I can make that happen. Take your arms out to a T. Keep the feet slightly wider than your hips. Let your right knee lower to the earth. Keep your left foot on the earth. Sole of the foot stays down, but the right sole, the right foot can lift up. Let the right knee come to the earth. And on an exhale, sweep your left hand across your body so that your left palm covers your right palm. So you're in a little bit of a twist here. Reach that left hand, just glide the palm across the right hand so that it's further out. And then sweep the left hand overhead as you slowly roll back into that open face twist. Exhale, sweep the left hand across the body. Palm glides across palm. Left hand sweeps overhead as you come back to the twist. And we're going to keep that left foot on the earth. And we're going to use it to turn the hips a little bit. Keep going at your own pace. Every exhale brings the palms together. The palms glide past. And then on the inhale, you sweep that left hand up and across. And just keep moving at your own pace here. Next time you come into that open twist, lift both knees up and we'll take it to the other side. Left knee lowers to the earth, that right foot presses in so the hips can rotate with that left knee. On the exhale, right palm sweeps over, covers the left and glides across. Inhale, the right arm sweeps up overhead, the body comes back to that open face twist. 4 more at your own pace. Finished, lift both knees and walk the legs down the mat. You can keep the arms out to a T if you're ready, or you can take the palms face up and down by the hips. Let the feet fall away from the midline. Allow the legs to relax. Allow the hips to relax. Let your eyes close and come back to your breath. And as your awareness settles into your breath, allow the breath to steady, to slow, and eventually to fade from your awareness. And draw your awareness to the crown of your head. And just feel a gentle pressure there. Not so much pushing in, but just enough that you're aware of it. And feel that pressure trace circles at the crown of your head. And begin to trace your hairline, your ears, a circle in the center of your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, temples, cheekbones, nose, cheeks, jaw, chin, lips, teeth, tongue. Begin to sense your entire face, your entire head, a single wonderful and unified sensation. Allow the distinct elements of the face to blur until there is just awareness. Send awareness down to the throat, the collarbones, shoulders, upper arms and elbows, forearms and wrists, thumb, each individual gentle circles in the palms of your hand. Sense your arms all at once and allow them to fall deeper to the earth. Draw awareness to the sternum, chest, ribs, lungs, heart. Navel, belly, waist, hips, pelvic floor, thighs, knees, shins and calves, ankles, heels, each individual toe, and the soles of the feet. Sense your entire legs, and then allow them to fall deeper to the earth. Send awareness to the glutes, sacrum, pelvis, spine, spiraling up the spine to the base of the skull. Sense your shoulder blades, the muscles in the back, and their connection to the earth. Fully aware of the entire body. Allow each sensation to integrate to one. And release it all to the earth. Allowing the body to rest. Shavasana. begin a deeper breath. And each of your next few breaths be a little deeper than the one before, until eventually you come to a full torso breath. Use the movement created by your breath to send energy down to your fingers and your toes, beginning movement there. Swirl the wrist and the ankles, knees and elbows, any additional movement that your body desires. When you are ready, hug everything in towards your heart and roll to the side of your choice. And pause there. Take a moment. Give yourself time to transfer into a more wakeful state. And then turn to face the earth. Bring the hands to bear and push yourselves up to an upright position. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. It is always an honor to take the seat of the teacher. It's been far too long. Can't wait till I see you guys all in real life. Aloha. May the words of peace run through your mind, dwell within your heart, and be ushered ever forth from your lips. Thanks, guys.